am in the Upper New York Bay Area, and behind me is the Statue of Liberty, and more beautifully is this water body, which is the Hudson River, also goes on to meet the Atlantic Ocean. And bringing you all the latest developments from New York City is an emerging trend that everybody over here in the United States has been talking about, and that is the role that the Indian American community is playing in the US Congress. We've already seen how the Samosa Caucus, which as we all know has been named after the famous Indian patty samosa, has always made headlines as far as the US Congress is concerned. But this time around in the US presidential election of 2024, there's been an increase to the Samosa Caucus, where from 5 members there has been an increase to 6 elected members. And who is the newly elected 6th member? That is Suhas Subramaniam. He's a lawyer by profession, and he has been elected as a senator from Virginia. And why is this so significant? Because Suhas Subramaniam is the first Indian American to be elected as a senator from Virginia, and in fact all of East Coast. Not to forget the fact that that has also led to an increase of the number of Indian Americans now occupying the US Congress. Well, you have a Ro Khanna, you have an Ami Bera, you have a Raja Krishnamurthy, you have a Pramila Jayapal, and now adding to this majority in the Samosa Caucus is also Suhas Subramaniam. Let me give you a quick brief about all of them. To begin with, Suhas Subramaniam, as we all know, his victory has added to the growing number of Indian Americans in the US House of Representatives. He's a lawyer by profession and a Virginia state senator. He defeated Republican Mike Clancy in a highly contested race for the 10th congressional district. At the same time, you have Shri Thanedar, who represents Michigan's 13th district, secured a re-election for the 2nd consecutive term. Thanedar defeated Republican rival Martel Bivings by a margin of over 35 percentage points as he was re-elected for the 2nd term. Raja Krishnamurthy was re-elected for his 5th consecutive term from Illinois' 8th district. Raja Krishnamurthy won the 7th congressional district of Illinois for the 5th consecutive term. While the battles for control of the White House and Congress remain close, we all know the role that the Indian Americans have played in this US presidential election. At the same time, we are learning that Amish Shah is leading in the tight race in Arizona. In a closely watched race in Arizona, Dr. Amish Shah, a Democratic candidate, is leading by a slim margin against Republican incumbent David Schweikert in the 1st congressional district. And so if you look at it, and if Dr. Amish Shah also wins in Arizona, the number of the Indian Americans occupying the place in House of Representatives could ideally and potentially come from number 6 to 7. But as of now, we can say that the Samosa Caucus has been puffed up from number, as far as the 5 congressmen, the members are concerned, they've now been increased to number 6. And what does that mean? That only means that the Indian American voice is growing each year. The role they've been playing in the US presidential election cannot be denied. Of course, there's been a shift in their own leanings, something that can be gauged by the way the support towards Republicans has been growing within the Indian American community. If you look at the US presidential election of 2024 and the Republicans, you've seen the role that's been played by a Nikki Haley, by a Viveka Ramaswamy, who could very well be part of Donald Trump's own cabinet. Not to forget that the 2nd lady of the United States this time around is going to be Usha Vance, the wife of J.D. Vance. So that's the growing role of the Indian Americans, and of course not to deny the fact that Samosa Caucus is only growing in number.